All right, y'all, welcome back. We got another day of prank phone calls. Now, I've told you this in previous episodes. This is how I got started. It was during the pandemic. I posted a crazy prank phone call, I believe it was in 2021, to a taxidermist. Asked him if he'd stuff my dog. I thought it was a weird ask. He did not. He agreed to it. And that's ultimately how I started this social media train. So today, we're getting back to the roots. We're gonna be doing this a lot more often, but we're gonna be tormenting some folks. So let's get into it. Now, everybody always asks me, why do you only call people in Alabama? Because there's something about being from Alabama, calling somebody in Alabama, it feels more believable to me and to them, so they're more likely to stay on the phone for longer. If I called somebody in Wisconsin, they're probably gonna be like, this is a prank phone call, and they're gonna shut it down. So we're gonna call a business in Alabama, and I'm gonna try to get to the end to where I can tell them it's a prank phone call before they hang up. So we'll see how it goes. I'll tell you that right, it was not good.
Musgrove, this is Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey, listen, I'm not calling to complain. I just am calling to make y'all aware of something that happened while I was playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
My husband and I, we were out there, and I just kind of tag along with him. I don't really play much. He's more the golfer than I am, and we were down there. You know where that bridge is?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, right. I can't remember what hole it was, but we was down there, just crossed over the bridge, and I got to looking down there underneath it because it's so pretty. And while I was playing with, I think there was a foursome of us out there, two other men that we had just met on the course, and we was trailing behind them, getting over that bridge, and I looked down there, and I said, Terrence, stop the golf cart real quick. I saw something, and I leaned my head over, and I told the feller when it happened at the country club up there at the clubhouse, and he didn't seem to be bothered about it, but the more I thought about it, I figured y'all'd want to know about it. There was about 7 little people, I think that's what they want to be called nowadays, about 7 little people down there, and every single one of them had no clothes on. They was butt naked down there, and they was fornicating on the side of that riverbank.
Oh my gosh. What time was it around?
Hell, I think it was around noon. Ma'am, when I tell you they was...
In the middle of the day?
In the middle of the day. And one of them had tried to drive a golf cart down halfway down that embankment, and there was another golf cart at the top of the embankment with golf clubs in it. So what I think they was doing is they was out there playing golf, and then they took a break. They took a break down there on that riverbank, and I'm talking about, ma'am, they was giving it to each other. They was all butt naked. One of them was behind another one. The other one, there's about 7, I think, 6 or 7. One of them was on the other one's shoulders, and he was giving him a piggyback ride up and down that embankment. Ma'am, when I tell you they didn't have a lick of clothes on, all they had on was their socks and their golf shoes.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, and let me tell you, I don't have a smartphone. I have one of them Cricket mobile wireless phones just so I can call my grandkids and whatnot. So I couldn't take no videos of it. And one of them had stolen, which maybe y'all found out about this or wondered where it went, but the flag stick on one of them holes.
Yeah.
They had taken that flag stick down there, and the other one was smacking one of them in the ass with it, just whipping him back and forth, fornicating.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I walked in, listen to this, I walked into the clubhouse after we got done, and I told the fella about it, and he laughed at me like I was lying.
Hey, these golfers are crazy. I believe it.
Yeah. So is that something... Do y'all do like a little person round or something where it's just for the day, it's nothing but little people? Because I'm wondering if maybe this wasn't something y'all provoked and put on. Maybe y'all know about it and y'all trying to act like you don't.
No, not that I know of. Which I work in the restaurant part, so not that I know of that that they do that.
Okay.
But
What's your thought? What's your thoughts on it?
I think that is sick.
That's what I'm saying. And hey, it ain't got nothing to do with them being little, because little people need love too. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't being funny now, I'm being honest. Little people need to have a good time, but I don't want to see 6, 7 naked people down there riding each other like piggyback, slinging that thing around like a torpedo with a flag stick being slapped on his ass. You know?
I'll definitely tell the pro shop guy.
Well, could you just go ahead and transfer me over to him, because I need somebody.
Yeah.
I love playing up there at the country club. Been playing up there for a while with my husband, but I don't know about that now.
No, I'll for sure transfer you real quick.
Yeah, and you know what else he had down there? I mean, we stood up there on that bridge for 10 minutes and washed it. He had a skillet, you know, one of them battery operated skillets you take with you when you go camping.
Yeah.
And they had it looked from afar and it smelled like it. I could get a whiff of it. It smelled like they had some beanie weenies brewing on that skillet while they was doing this.
They probably did. They probably didn't have enough weenie down there.
That's what I'm saying.
Around.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what. Go ahead and transfer me on over, because I'm being for real when I say this. I swap between y'all and Horse Creek. And I'll be honest with you, I ain't, you know, what if I would have had my granddaughter down there? She would have been like,
we have kids all the time golfing down there.
yeah, she would have been like, Grandma, what's them little kids down there doing with it? You know, that ain't something I'm trying to answer. You know, I hadn't even had the conversation yet with them about what little people are yet, let alone little people fornicating.
Yes, let me transfer you real quick.
Yeah.
And I'll let you get to speak to them.
Yeah.
All right, one moment.
Beanie weenies. Well, they're just whipping each other with the face.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, 1 second. The golf shop guy's coming up here.
Hey, I gotta ask, what was your name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey, you sound like you've been drinking today. Are you okay?
I haven't been drinking. This is just my voice.
You sound sleepy.
No, this is just my voice. Everybody thinks I've been drinking.
Yeah, it sounds. I won't lie to you, Kelsey. You sound like you've been drinking. You know. I started thinking. I was like, well, hell, maybe Kelsey was one of them little people down there, and that's why she's acting so nonchalant about it. Is this something y'all get called about a lot? You just seem like you're not surprised.
No, I'm actually really surprised.
You don't seem like you don't seem like it. You're like, no, I'm actually really surprised.
Hey, ma'am, this is Sophie from the golf shop. Can you tell me the story? Sorry.
Yeah, Sophie, I was just talking to Kelsey, which, to be honest with you, Kelsey didn't seem very surprised about it. She seemed a little nonchalant. Maybe she's had a rough day. But I was telling Kelsey, I was down there with my husband Terrence on Saturday. We play y'all quite a bit. We swap back and forth between Horse Creek and y'all. And we got over that bridge. And I told Terrence, I said, hey, whoa, slow down. And I looked down under that bridge, and there looked to be between, to be honest with you, I can't tell you how many. I know there's at least 5 or 6 little people down there with their clothes off, and they was fornicating.
Oh, this happened Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. They had nothing on but their golf shoes and their socks, and one of them was giving the other one a piggyback ride.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to have our assistant pro call you back, and you can tell this to him.
Okay, I tell you what if I told y'all just got prank phone called? Hello? What if I told y'all this is Jesus?
They said absolutely not.
All right, let's give it another one.
Bubblegum and blue jeans.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, is this bubblegum and blue jeans?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I came in there. I was trying to buy my daughter, my granddaughter. I was trying to get her some school clothes. So I took her in there. She's about 10. And I gave her, $50. And then I had to run next door and I had to pick up an errand. And she ended up purchasing some, a shirt and some blue jeans in cash with y'all. And whenever I got her home, I'd asked her in the car, I said, did you get stuff you liked? And she said, yes, ma'am, I got me a shirt and some blue jeans and a toy. And I said, well, what kind of toy did you get? And she said, I got a fairy wand. And I said, a fairy wand? I said, let me see that fairy wand. And so she reached in that bag on the way home, and you ain't gonna believe this, but y'all ended up selling my 10-year-old a dildo. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. I think what y'all did is y'all thought it was a fairy wand, a kid's toy, but it wasn't that, ma'am. It was a dildo. Y'all sold her a fuchsia dildo. And she kept pressing all them buttons, and that thing would get to vibrating. And she said, "Oh, look, Grandma, you can press a button and the fairy wand lights up." And that thing was pulsating, lighting up different colors. Looked like a damn disco ball.
Just 1 second.
Okay. I know they're.
Pulsating was rough.
I know. They're freaking out right now. They're like, who put the dildo on the shelf?
This is the owner. Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. I was just talking to somebody on the phone. Hey, and I just want to be clear, I'm not upset. I am in no shape, form, or fashion upset. I'm just letting y'all know I sent my granddaughter in there. I had to go next door and run in and get an errand. And I gave her some money for her to pick up some summer clothes, and she got her a t-shirt and some jeans. And when we got in the car headed home, I said, well, what'd you get? And she told me, she said, I got a t-shirt and some jeans and a fairy wand. I said, a fairy wand? I didn't know they had toys in there. She said, yeah, Grandma. And she pulled out what she thought was a fairy wand on the ride home and started clicking all these buttons. And I'm trying to drive, and I'm looking over my shoulder in the back seat looking at her. And come to find out, y'all, I think I'm certain it was an accident, but y'all had sold her a dildo, and she was pressing all these buttons, and that thing was vibrating and lighting up different colors. And
And what store did you think you sent her into?
the bubblegum blue jeans.
Okay, we don't have those in our store.
Well, I didn't think you did.
Please send the picture, because
Well,
we're a children's store. We don't sell that kind of stuff.
right. Well, listen, the reason I'm not mad about it is because, and I don't mean to be graphic or, TMI, but I recently went through a divorce from her granddaddy, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. I thought it was a good deal, so I went ahead and took it from her and told her that wasn't a fairy wand. But I've been enjoying it, but I just didn't want y'all to.
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad you were enjoying it, but we certainly don't sell that here. I'm so sorry. What was your name?
My name is Sharon Jean.
Sharon Jean?
Yes, ma'am. My last name is Sherwood, like sure I would.
Spell that.
Sherwood. And I tell you what, that thing was strong. I just didn't want y'all doing that to somebody else. But honestly,
Yeah, we don't sell those here. I'm sorry. When was it you came in, or she came in?
I believe it was I think it was Thursday. Yeah. But hey, you know what?
Do you know roundabout if you have your receipt, or if she has the receipt?
Well, I looked at.
I can pull up the transaction, but we don't sell those here.
Well, I looked at the receipt, and funny enough, y'all didn't ring her up for it. Y'all just rang her.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking what happened is she might have found it in the store, maybe accidentally took it home with her.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'll tell you what she did do though, and this was kind of funny. When she thought it was a fairy wand when she was in the back seat, she hit that button and that thing went to pulsating, and she kept sticking it in my ear while I was driving, thinking it was funny.
oh my Lord. Well, that is something else. In 16 years, I've never heard this.
What's your name?
I'm the owner. This is Stacy.
Stacy, I tell you what, I put it all over the Coleman Facebook page, and people seem to love it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's.
I'm hoping to get you some new business in there, Stacy.
Well, I mean that would be phenomenal, but I don't really know that I want that kind of business.
Stacy, my name is Danae Hayes, and I do prank phone calls on YouTube and TikTok. And this was just one big joke, and I got to tell you, y'all handled it with such professionalism.
Well, thank you. I kept praying it was a prank.
It was. I on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, that's how we got started, was doing prank phone calls, and then I shout the business out, and then hopefully when the customer service is good, I shout them out. If they act like, if they're rude, then I won't put it in there because I don't want to shine a bad light on the business. But y'all handled it so well, and yeah, I'm from Morris, so I'm not too far from y'all. But that was, my God, y'all handled that like a champ.
Oh, well, thank you. And what's your name again?
Danae, Danae, and my last name is Hayes, Hays. And so this will go live on YouTube, and we'll probably dice it up and put it on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, Stacy, that is too damn funny.
Thank you. I've got chills all over my body because I was really freaking out.
I know you were. And I was hoping we could get a reaction out of you when I said, I put it in a Coleman Facebook, and you were like, oh, okay. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, y'all.
Thank you very much.
Well,
You've made our day.
Well, good. Y'all's pictures online look adorable, and I am so glad that we got to have a good time today. But y'all were wonderful.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
yes, ma'am.
Next time you're in Coleman, you'll have to stop in and introduce yourself.
Yes, ma'am. I'd love that. Well, in the meantime, y'all keep having a good day, and I'm sorry I about gave you a heart attack.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll take a fake heart attack any day of the week.
There you go, sugar. All right, Miss Stacy. We all have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. There's some prank phone calls. More to come. We're going to try to do this a lot more often. So share it with a friend. Hit the like and subscribe button so you get notified every time we post. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.